When do we talk about the fucking shows and movies? Thanks for the F shot.
I don't know, but these arms are feeling chewed up.
Show me what you got.
We'll drink it if you say.
All right, welcome back to Wasted Opinions, guys. Obviously, it's a little bit different. We're doing the streaming view instead of all being in one room together. We can't always get together. It's hard being away from you guys, but this is the best we could do for now. Today, we're going to be talking about 2020's movies we wanted to see, movies that excited us that year. Was year in review? Is this what we call this one? So 2020s. So we're going to go back then. I don't even know if these all came out back in that year because things got post 2021, 2023. I think Maverick just came out in 2022. That was a freaking 2020 movie.
We're
I think
really
too,
probably
as well.
going back to 2019 almost because that's when we would have done the recording.
Yeah,
that's when we definitely did. It was before 2020, but these were the movies we wanted to see in 2020 at that time, anyways. But before we get going, who is everybody? I'm CountryBoy, and to my left or to my right, I don't even know what I am on your screen. Up top,
I'm LewisLightning.
LewisLightning. All right, and then down below him is.
And I'm MussKeg.
MussKeg. All right, good to see you guys again. Let's do a shot before we get going here.
Right.
Rovia.
Cheers.
Cheers.
So I personally don't have the list of everybody's movies. I know LewisLightning does, so I'll let him start off. I don't know what order we were in back in 2019 when we did this thing, so I'll let you take the show for now.
I think it was MussKeg first. Yeah, it was definitely him. So he actually kind of had
I remember it was him.
A list that jumped around quite a bit. His number 5 was originally got switched. Originally it was Free Guy.
Okay, right. And I did see that. I think we all did.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see where I would have put this on the list after having seen all these movies, or if I have seen them all. It was, interestingly enough, though, I've only seen it once. I haven't gone back and rewatched it. When it's been on TV, I haven't thrown it on, but it did a really good job of just pulling from everything. The climactic fight at the end. Everything from Star Wars to Marvel it was just great.
It was a fun movie. It was. I enjoyed it.
I was gonna say, I watched it in theaters when it first came out. I absolutely loved it. I don't think it holds up as well on rewatches. I watched it once or twice again since, and I didn't quite enjoy it as much. I still do like it though.
Visually, it's cool too.
Yeah,
it is. It was a really cool, fun idea.
Totally.
I hope they do a sequel too, and I hope they do. It was good enough for me.
So I think we're going to do it the way we were doing it before with the video games, and we'll just go to the next person, number 5, which CountryBoy had Onward.
Onward. Oh yeah. Honestly, that movie, I really enjoyed that one. It's not my favorite of the Pixar's, but it's up there. It's probably in the top 5 of my Pixar favorite movies now, with Incredibles still being number 1, obviously. It tugs at the heartstrings, which is what most Pixar movies does, and I thought it did a good job of that. And it was also, I love the world that they created with it. It's this totally mystical
Dungeons and Dragons.
It's almost like a World of Dragons. It's just. You got elves and dragons and you got trolls and all that stuff, but it's like set in modern times.
Yeah,
which is kind of a cool idea.
It's missing dwarves. They needed dwarves.
Yeah, true. They didn't have any dwarves. They had fairies. They had a centaur.
It's a fantasy world. It was a fantasy world that got urbanized.
Yeah, exactly. Urbanized, and not like the movie Bright with Will Smith. It's different than that for sure.
I did want to watch it. I haven't got the chance yet. I had Disney Plus when that first came out, and I was like, okay, I'll just hold off a little bit because I think it was still $35 to get it originally when it came out to watch it on Disney Plus or some shit like that. And then by the time it was free to watch or whatever, free regular price, I lost the subscription. So I was like, fuck it. My number 5 was Uncharted, which I think we've all seen that, right? We've all seen it.
I don't know if Craig did. Did
Yeah,
you
I
see
did.
it?
I watched it over Christmas break.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So
I'm surprised. I don't think it was even on my list. That one. I was not looking forward to the movie. To be honest.
no, it was not on your list.
But I did enjoy it more than I thought I would. I'll say.
It was pretty much what I expected. I will say.
For I just
hated
gotta
the
remove
Sully-
the characters
Sully
that I know.
casting. The casting of Sully is just.
That's what I gotta do. I can't think of them as those characters. That if I do that, I'm gonna be like, this is very disappointing. If I think of it as its own entity, like this is Uncharted movie, it's its own thing. I had lots of fun with it.
Yep.
I had lots
Would
of
you
fun
think of
with
the
it, so.
cheesy, the extremely cheesy Nolan North cameo?
Oh yeah, him on the beach there.
Oh yeah.
That was so cheesy.
Yeah. It was so minor I could overlook it.
What? Yeah, exactly.
No, I mean, it's fine. Fine.
You know, like you were saying though, I think if you look at it like as a purist, being like, yeah, okay, fucking Nathan Drake wouldn't act like that, Sully wouldn't act like that, blah blah blah. Like, sure, it's not gonna be that good, but like you were saying, go in and say this is a different version. Like you know, the movie Joker with Joaquin Phoenix is not like the Joker you know, but you can view it and enjoy it for that story, and that's how I can view it. I guess since I have it on my list, I won't say much. Well, I'll just say I really like the I don't know the actress's name, but the chick,
the villain,
the main villain. She was great. Like, first of all, she had a good look, and she when she did the physical stuff, she looked like she was actually doing it. Like, it didn't look really phoned in or anything. So I love that.
Mm-hmm. Well, I agree totally.
So we'll go back to MussKeg for his number 4 pick. The fuck. I mean, it's acclaimed. It's acclaimed. I don't know. How many Oscars did Trolls World Tour win?
Hey. Okay. Anywho, it came out. It was great. It was just as good as the first one. Loved it.
I
I
mean,
don't think it won any Oscars.
I don't know, CountryBoy. Have you seen it? Had anything on?
I've seen them both. They're not for me.
Are they just cash-ins for kids?
You didn't like the country trolls?
No, I just hated how that it's the movies are so music centric, and they just rip off of. It's just total ripping off of the popular culture music is all they're doing. That's how they're getting the people in the seats. Like, I know this song.
It's good.
That's all it is. That's all it is.
Okay.
Like bright, colorful characters.
Now,
Like, come on.
Here's the big asterisk I got to put here. So MussKeg switched his list in the middle of it. So he moved Free Guy to this number 4 slot, and then he put number 5 as Black Widow, which I think you can talk about instead right now, since that's technically that's your 5.
We paid, yeah, okay. Well, and I don't know, but we paid to rent that one because that came out at like the start of the pandemic, and it was like when movie theaters were charging you like $20 to rent it if you wanted or something like that. So I think that was one of the first ones to do that.
Yeah.
Was that one of the ones that was simultaneously in theaters and rented at home?
I saw it in theaters, so I think it was.
I know you and I saw it in theaters, Lightning, but I think it was at the same time. Yeah. Okay.
But I'll point one thing out to you. Yeah, you're right. They are based around music. But as a parent, so many times you're not actually watching the show. You're just listening.
You know what? If I'm picking my list for things that I want Henry to love, sure, that would probably be up there.
Yeah.
But it's not. This isn't his list. This is my list. So I'm not using things as distractions for my kid. Things that I want to actually go
I liked it. I've watched it several times.
Okay.
I got the tattoo on my back.
You're welcome to like it. Okay. I'm not saying you can't. So just not for me.
So CountryBoy, his number 4 was The King's Man.
Oh yeah. Oh man, that's too bad. I was disappointed in that one. I really liked the first Kingsman movies, the first 2, especially the first one. First one was really standout. Second one was a lot more balls to the wall, crazier. Still good. And then this one was, I don't know, it's almost like they were trying to take history and they rewrite history at the same time, and doing some political shit as well too, which wasn't as fun. There was still some craziness. There was a lot of stuff going on as well too, but I don't know. It wasn't nearly as good as the first 2. I thought it didn't quite capture what the first 2 had going for them.
I watched it on a plane, actually. I remember
yeah.
like coming back from the
Oh,
States.
la-di-da, I fly
Yeah.
places, this guy.
Oh yeah. Anyways,
Commute,
it was
private jet, probably.
I watched it in the phone in the bathroom.
It was one thing that I did have an issue with it was Rasputin. He was too weird. He was just way too over the top weird.
He was like,
And, like,
sexual.
The overtly
and
weird sexual stuff. I hated
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Which is
Yeah.
the funny thing is, I love Rise. I think it's Rise Efan. I believe.
Bryce Evans, yeah.
Yeah. I love him. He's a great, and I think he did great in becoming a character, but it was just so weird, and
Yeah,
that
I
took
agree.
away a lot of it.
I wanted
me.
to like his character.
Because it was meant. It seemed like it was going to be more serious, right? And
Yeah. It didn't quite hit that mark that I wanted it to.
no.
So yeah, my number 4 was Godzilla versus Kong, which
Ooh.
I'm having a hard time remembering everything exactly about it, because I get it crossed
good.
with what was the other one? That monster where there's other monsters.
Godzilla, King of the Monsters.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay. I'm hoping, yeah.
that.
Now that you said that, now I can kind of separate that. But yeah, Godzilla versus Kong, fucking, it was good. You know, in the end, you got to say who actually won that battle.
I haven't seen it.
yeah.
I haven't seen it, but
It's, whatever. It's
Yeah.
not really a spoiler.
The thing is, like, I remember like a lot
I'll
of.
talk about it when it gets to me because I know what's
Fuck,
in mind.
I don't. You can talk about it now because I really don't remember a whole lot of it. Like I remember some elements, but like any big scenes that are not really sticking with me a whole lot in it.
See, for me, it was exactly what I wanted all the other Godzilla movies to be. It was a lot more about the monsters and less about the people. There was still like scenes with the people, and you're like, whatever, I don't give a shit about them. But there was a lot of like the monsters and them fighting, and then like them going into like the center of the earth, journeying to the center of the earth was really cool too. I thought with that whole open world, that new vistas, and like the history of where these creatures came from. I thought it was really cool. It's totally stupid. Like the narrative is dumb.
Yeah.
It makes no sense. The characters, the things they do make no sense. But you don't give a shit. You're not watching the movie for that. You're watching it for Godzilla versus King Kong and whatever other creatures happen to show up in the movie as well too. And
you like
it
that?
delivered. For me, that's what I wanted, and it delivered.
did you like it more than Kong Skull Island or less?
Yes, more than Kong Skull Island.
See, this is the thing. Like, I remember the stuff in the center of the earth, but I know that there's like a third villainous monster or thing, but I cannot recall who it is. I honestly can't.
I don't want to spoil it. If
Well,
someone hasn't,
Yeah, he hasn't seen it yet, so. But seriously, I honestly can't.
third
Like,
act, something else comes.
Oh god.
so yeah, like I remember it's
I know,
just honestly,
I know it's Mothra. I know it's Mothra.
okay.
Okay, well, sure.
It's good fun. It's a good fun movie, but it just doesn't have any lasting effect on me. So I remember that.
Man, I loved it. It was a brainless movie, and it hit exactly the notes I wanted it to. It was perfect.
So yeah, then I guess we're back to MussKeg. His number 3 was Bill and Ted Face the Music.
Did you even see it?
Did you see it?
No, I saw
I
it.
didn't see it.
It's not as good as the original too. Actually, it was. Yeah, it was.
I was excited
it was
about
okay.
the idea of it, but when I saw
Yeah.
the trailer, I was like, I don't know.
A lot of the jokes don't land in it. I found.
I had
but-
Dumb and Dumber flashbacks, or Dumb and Dumber 2.
Oh yeah, I'm number 2. Yeah,
Yeah.
like take 20 years to do a sequel, and then it's not
PTSD.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I've never watched any of them, but like from the reaction of the people who were kind of like who were fans, the ones that were uber fans just liked it. Like, yeah, it's not as good, but it's still like the silly shtick. But then for me watching it, I was, like the trailers and stuff, I was like, this looks really goofy, like even goofier than anything they've done before. And to me, that seemed like it was a little bit too much. But I haven't watched the other ones.
And I felt like they overused their daughters in the movie as well too. They have their daughters and they're grown up.
Yeah.
And they overused them as well too much. It was okay. It was not great.
So number 3 for Country Boy, Godzilla versus Kong.
Oh yeah, like I said, if you want a perfect like shut your brain off and just awesome monster bashing movie, go see that one. It's fun as hell.
Like
That's what I wanted.
I would add it to my collection. I don't remember it, but like I would still add it to my collection. I remember not feeling. I wasn't disappointed. It was just very much like you said. Shut your brain off, and there goes an hour and 20 minutes.
Yeah, it was fun. Loved it.
So my number 3, Black Widow. So this was actually, and still is in my opinion, like the best thing Marvel's done post Infinity War. That I've enjoyed it. Like I think it's not great, but really solid. I think David Harbour is the standout in that. Like he's actually
Dave Harbour, definitely.
He's coming back as the same character for the Thunderbolts movie they're making. So that's going to be fucking great.
He's also cool looking. Like he's got an imposing but a cool look to him too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like how he's like an out of shape superhero, but like a credible one. He's not like a complete joke.
I also really like Florence Pugh as well too.
Yep.
Her sister as well. I thought she was great as well.
My biggest issue with that movie was actually just the bad guys, the villains kind of thing. I didn't like that whole thing with the blimp and everything like that. I didn't. Yeah.
The space.
That was a little bit cartoony.
Clouds.
Yeah.
Building in the clouds or whatever.
I didn't like that part of it, but yeah.
I think we predicted the twist too of like who Taskmaster was too.
Oh yeah.
Between Lewis and I when we were watching it, we're like, it was kind of obvious, and it was like that's too bad. That's kind of obvious.
The thing is, like Taskmaster is good for me as a comic book fan, and even watching like some of the shows that feature Taskmaster. Like it's kind of like that same disconnect I said you need with Uncharted. I got to say like, okay, this is a different version of that character. Yeah. And it's hard for me to do, but when I do look at it that way, I'm like, okay, it still has a lot of stuff I like about her. And I think she's coming back for Thunderbolts as well.
Oh, I'm not sure. Cool.
Yeah. So
it's still a good character.
So
it's just not
like
what you
I think the worst parts of that movie are in the third act. Like the flying station.
Yeah.
The infamously bad CG shot with Pooh blowing that
and that's most. Yeah, and it's mostly the bad guys at that point too, right?
Yeah. So that was my number 3. Back to MussKeg. His number 2, The King's Man.
Yeah, I mean, I had high hopes for it too. I was coming off the high of Kingsman 2, The Golden Circle. I thought it was great.
Yeah.
I don't think it was because I saw it on a plane that I was a little disappointed by it. I think it was passable. It had an opportunity to be way grittier and way darker, I think, and they chose not to.
Yeah.
Number 2 for CountryBoy, Bad Boys for Life.
Ooh, yeah. Honestly, that one surprised me how much I liked it. I don't know if you guys have ever seen any Bad Boys movies, but it stands pretty well as a sequel to the Bad Boys movies. They did a good job, even though it wasn't directed by Michael Bay, which is the first two. And when you think Michael Bay, you're like, oh fuck, I don't want him to direct it anyways. But Bad Boys 2 is like the most Michael Bay movie you're gonna get, and it's awesome. It is a really good thing that Michael Bay did, as opposed to a lot of his other Michael Bay-ness.
The only one I've seen was Bad Boys 2.
2 is fantastic.
He is like defined by that sunset shot, with the shining off the glasses of
like sweeping around camera.
Yeah, it's like orange.
Slowly. Oh yeah,
the world's
totally.
Orange.
And I feel like this movie did a good job of capturing some of that. I did, and the story was kind of unnecessarily convoluted a little bit, but still fun. It was still a good story, and I really love the characters that that Martin Lawrence and Will Smith play. They're just fun to have together again.
So
really great.
I did want to ask about Martin Lawrence. Like, he looks like he's out of shape and older? I just wondered, does that
100%.
Okay? Does that affect the movie at all? So that's gonna say
they make fun of him being overweight and stuff in the movie, and like he's like near retirement and stuff. He's talking about retiring. Actually, I think he does at one point. He says that he's retired.
He doesn't die 2 days before.
Gets brought back in. What's that?
He doesn't die 2 days before.
Yeah, no. On my last day of retirement. No. No, it was a good movie. It was solid. It is what I wanted from a Bad Boys movie.
Shit just got real. That's like the
Yeah.
primo Michael
Yeah,
Bay
exactly.
shot.
Totally.
Everybody's
so
always
cheesy.
sweaty too.
Great.
I was.
Yes. For some reason, everybody's always glistening in every Michael Bay movie. They're just glistening.
Yeah, like I remember in The Island, there's a scene where they go to a bar. Yeah, the guy that Steve Buscemi's trying to help them out, and they go to a bar, and you could feel the heat of that bathroom. The way it was like it had that green light to it as well. Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, Bad Boys is set in Miami, so I get why it'd be like humid and hot.
Yeah.
But every one of his movies, like even the Transformers movies, they're just like glistening and like sweat and like just the perfect amount of dirt on their bodies to make them look sexy. Yeah, it's just Michael Bay.
So
Mark Wahlberg, right?
my number two pick here was the Eternals. So I don't know. Have you?
I still have not seen.
Okay, I was like, I don't know if MussKeg has seen it or not.
Or Legend of Shang-Chi or Black Panther 2.
Huh?
Yeah.
You've fallen off the train.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
We're about to do those reviews. What are you talking about?
No.
We're like still 10 movies or 20 movies
I think
behind.
we're like, yeah.
Reviews.
Shit.
Anyways, the Eternals, I didn't have high hopes. I don't know why I had this as number 2. I think I had it as number 2 because I thought it could surprise me. Like, maybe this will be something completely different and it'll impress me. But it wasn't as bad. At least I didn't view it as badly as a lot of people did. It is a fairly boring movie. It's more about the characters' relationships with each other. And it's a big cast. It's a big cast. But it's not really about the action and stuff. I liked it for the some of the visuals were really nice. Like
I liked some of the lore they built up in the movie as well too. Sorry to step on your toes.
No, that's like what parts of it, like the lore.
Like the beginning, like I didn't know anything about like the Eternals going into this at all. So I liked the fact that they kind of fleshed that out, and also the Celestials and stuff too, like how the Celestials are created or born and stuff like that. I liked all of that lore, and I thought going into this that it would have been too much for me to take in. I would be like, no, I'm not getting this. This is too much. But no, it was just enough that I was like, okay, I'm getting this. I wasn't like inundated with too much of this cosmic garbage information. It was. I'm not saying I love the movie. The movie was okay. I'm kind of with you. I thought that the reviews were a lot more harsh on it than it was, but it still wasn't a great movie.
You know, one of the biggest deterrents that has prohibited me from watching it really was I'm not a big Angelina Jolie fan.
She is not a huge role in it. I'll say that.
She isn't. Surprisingly, yeah, she wasn't that big of a role.
Good.
She has about 15 minutes to shine, and that's about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will say, like, when you were talking about lore, I was interested to know why, because, like, I like the parts about, they kind of go through their whole existence on Earth for all these millennia. I didn't really like the stuff where they're basically robots. Like, that's not how the comics is, and I feel like it cheapens them as characters. Like, okay, I could just make there probably is 1,000 more of them out there somewhere, right? Just they don't feel very special in that way. And
true, yeah. The fact that they can like reanimate or recreate them whenever they want to, sort of thing. Yeah,
and a lot of the stuff with Icarus, like just the play on his name, I felt like, okay, why are we doing this so heavy-handed? Like, they kind of make fun of his name. He's like, I'm not that Icarus. I'm not that guy. But yet he follows suit exactly with that tail. It's like,
and then he flies into the sun.
It's like, yeah, you're really showing us you're not that guy by doing exactly what that guy fucking did.
You literally did what Icarus does in the story, but okay.
You know what? I'll also say the twist was good. I mean, I think I kind of saw it coming, but I could see how it would fool a lot of people.
I didn't like your villain. Black Daredevil of your villains.
I'm trying not to say what the twist is.
I know.
But,
I know. I got PTSD.
And maybe we'll leave it. I just do want to say I'll leave it there. I like the Australia. Like I was saying, I like the visual. Australia, I really like that whole area. So, sorry, going back to MussKeg, your number 1 pick. Do you remember?
Into 2020. What would have been coming out?
It was already mentioned once.
Oh,
Girls Work too, or
Uncharted.
Yeah, it was Uncharted.
number one was Uncharted. Oh wow.
Yeah. So, you can let us know what you thought of Sully now, I guess.
Yeah, I wasn't bad.
almost like-
Like I hope they make
Yeah.
another one. There could be improvement.
Well, it did very well at the box office, so there probably will be.
I hope they
They
do.
should have. They just really screwed up. I didn't even really like Mark Wahlberg in it. Even the character they had him as.
Fucking, I just want to point out, like, my mom was actually really excited. She saw the trailers and she thought this looked good. So I think I saw it with her, and I think in the trailers they show one part where he's got like the mustache. He's got like a Sully's mustache. He shows up at the bar, and
Yeah.
she's like, "How come that was in the movie?" And I was like, "It is. You got to wait for the post credits." But he comes back with that. I missed that. I'm like, yeah, you should have stuck around. But yeah, she liked it. As someone who doesn't know Uncharted, she liked it, so I can say that at least.
I feel like if I haven't showed it to Lindsay, but I feel like it's a movie that she'll really enjoy herself. Like, it's a movie that I think other people that don't know the games still enjoy.
So number one for you, Country Boy. Do you remember?
Shit. 2020. I don't fucking know.
GBA.
really, no.
GBA.
Oh, Ghostbusters Afterlife. Yeah.
Yeah.
And for the most part, that lived up to my expectations. For the most part, there were definitely some things that I would have changed, but I thought the young actors did a phenomenal job. Even like Paul Rudd's character, I liked his character, and the mom, I forget what the actress's name is, but I liked her as well. And then obviously they brought the legacy characters back in, spoiler, as well.
Have you seen it,
But,
MussKeg?
No, I haven't seen it, but
Oh.
I knew that.
Oh, yeah, I don't want to spoil anything if you talk about it, is all.
No, I just don't
Yeah.
know how they're introduced. I just don't know that. So
So the only like my biggest bummer was like they used Gozer again. It's like, okay, so if they're gonna use Gozer again from the first movie, she's gonna transform into something else, right? She never transforms. And you're like, that would have been so much cooler if they could have had like another big giant battle or something like that. But
I remember a lot of this. I got a little bit of that Godzilla vs. Kong thing where I just kind of forget parts. I thought it was pretty good. I will say the two things that I did not like was the legacy characters were good until like I really wish that the end could have been solved without them. Like they were good where they were. I felt like it was just like they don't need to be there to help take
it
the
was
credit.
easy as hell the way they just show up. Yeah, totally.
And the other thing that I didn't really like you were saying about Gozer, how it was too much of the same, and before that happens, that whatever that body was, the architect from like who built the hotel.
Oh yeah.
I thought that was going to pay off more, but he just like fucking gets destroyed or something, and it's just like
that was true. J.K. Simmons' character. I was like,
I was hoping he'd be built up to something more, like maybe he would be the villain for this,
I think
but
so. You think so because he like built the shrine to Gozer.
Yeah.
And then it's like as soon as she sees him, he's just like, "No, get out of here." It's like,
yeah, and it's like that's.
I guess that's the gag. I guess you think
But-
that he'd have a bigger role.
But like you said, like it was the same thing. It's the same Gozer, and they could have done something different with it. It's like
But all in all, it was still a very good sequel.
And I think they are making a sequel to that, right?
Well, yeah, it's coming out this year, 2023.
Oh, what is it called?
It's supposed to be coming out in December.
Do they have a title?
No title yet.
Oh.
Honestly, I don't think they've even started filming yet. It might get pushed back. Who knows?
I would think so.
Supposed to be.
To film and have it out, I would think it's going to be pushed
I know
back.
that's a lot of visuals to cram in there from like
Are they going
July or whatever the hell.
Are they going to be filming in Alberta again?
I have no idea. I don't know that.
If it is, you'll see me in the background. I'll be like,
I hope they.
I don't know if they'll need to, because the way they ended off the first movie with them like branching out, like maybe creating more Ghostbusters. It seems like Ernie Hudson's character, Winston. He's like in charge of like the company, and it seems like he was going to create maybe more Ghostbusters around the United States rather than just having
that's something
the one that was there.
I completely forgot until you just said that.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
So who knows where it's going to go from there?
My number one was Free Guy.
No.
Well,
I mean,
It all comes around.
like I said, when I saw it, it was like really fucking good. First viewing afterwards, I think it's a lot of fun in a lot of ways. Like I was just impressed with like it ends up. It's weird. It's actually like a love story, which was not what I thought going in. But I like how they have so many good inclusions. Like I didn't know that Hugh Jackman and The Rock. I was gonna say, Buddy. I don't know who the actor is, but he impressed the hell out of me. Oh, he punched so hard. He's just getting the shit beat out. But he's so positive all the time.
Yeah, he was probably my favorite character.
Yeah.
yeah.
He was awesome.
And I mean, Ryan Reynolds is always great. I don't really know
That's right.
I was gonna say I don't know the other two, like the girl and the guy, like the couple. But they've done more stuff since. But I didn't know them at the time. I still don't really know anything about them.
I gotta look it up to see what I've seen him in.
Well, the dude, I know the dude. He's from
I
Stranger
knew the
Things.
dude.
He plays Steve from Stranger
Yeah, he
Things.
plays
but,
Steve from Stranger Things. Yeah.
but I don't know. Yeah, the chick, I can't think of her right now. I can't even picture what she looks like right now.
Oh.
So I couldn't tell you.
I'll say what's his name as well. The director who plays Cord. What?
Taika Waititi.
Yeah, Taika Waititi.
Oh yeah, he was the
He was good,
guy that
but-
owns the company.
I was a little disappointed with him in that movie, actually, just a little bit.
Originally, I liked him. I thought, okay, he's good. He's an eccentric character, but he's not playing over the top. But by the end, when he starts losing, it's like, okay, he's just doing his take a Waititi shit to the nth degree, and like.
And for me, I think I said this before. I was a little disappointed that they used Ryan Reynolds in the every guy role. I wish we would have had like a Paul Rudd or like a Jason Bateman as like a plain everyday, because I think of Ryan Reynolds already as like a superhero. So for him to be like this playing guy and then becoming a superhero again,
he really
it's
pushed this movie's development because he wanted to play it so bad. So, yeah, I think it would have been better with somebody like that. I agree totally.
That's
A little bit more of an everyman.
that was my only going into the movie.
Was it just me that CountryBoy was cutting out for, or?
Oh, I think Craig heard me. Yeah.
I think so. Yeah, I think.
Alright.
Okay, whatever.
But yeah, and that was it for our 2020 picks. I don't know if you guys remember anything else from that year.
Well, I don't know about if it was that. I think it was 2020, but the movie Tenet is a standout movie that I liked that year. That I didn't have on my list. It was Christopher Nolan movie with the time going forward and backwards. Confusing as hell when you watch it. I still gotta rewatch it because now that I understand it sort of, going in and watching it, I feel like I'm like enjoyed it even more because just some of the visuals, seeing things in reverse is so mind fucky. Just watching that movie. That was a cool movie. That was a standout for me in 2020.
Yeah, I know you guys did have it
on my list.
in your honorable mentions. Someone said
Yeah, I
it.
think I had it on there. Yeah, you had my honorable mentions then.
I don't know if this movie came out. There's a couple movies that I think about that I kind of associate with the pandemic. Mitchell's versus the Machines.
Oh yeah.
Did that come out in 2020?
I don't know.
Or was that 2021?
I think it was 2020. Oh no, it might have been 2021. I think it came out on Netflix in 2021 because I remember that's the first time I had COVID.
Yeah.
This was in 2021, and I watched
it was
it then.
2021. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh shoot, there was another one I was going to say. Oh well.
But I know Maverick was supposed to come out then. I know you saw Maverick.
Yeah.
Then.
Oh, Maverick. Yeah, but I guess it didn't. It came out.
It was
amazing.
scheduled to come out that year.
That was incredible. That was incredible. The show was awesome. Yeah, loved it.
I can't speak to it.
Yeah.
But yeah, those
you know what? It was a just to speak to it just a little bit. The thing I liked about it was they changed the formula. It almost felt like a mini Star Wars, essentially.
Oh wow! Wow!
Not like obviously not
lightsabers.
Yeah. Okay.
No, I'm going to see it eventually.
And I'm a big Glenn. I think his name's Glenn Downing. He plays
Goose's son.
No, he plays Hangman. The guy that's kind of like the Iceman.
Yeah.
For this one, anyways, he's awesome.
Miles Teller
like
plays his son.
Yeah, Miles Teller is Rooster. Yeah.
Mm.
Which is a cool call sign name.
Rooster, yeah.
Yeah, I like that one.
Cockbag would be
With the
better.
bird theme. Okay, I guess that'll probably do it for our. Unless you had anything else to say
Nope.
there, Lewis Lightning,
Nope.
for movies and stuff.
No, I
Yeah,
did
that'll
not.
probably do it for our review of 2020 movies that were supposed to come out in 2020. Some did, some didn't. Where can we find you, Mr. Lewis Lightning? I don't know which way you are on my screen.
I'm the Lewis Lightning on Twitch and on YouTube.
On YouTube. All right. And where can you find you there, MussKeg?
And I'm MussKeg on Twitch and YouTube and everything.
And I'm CountryBoy_9 on Twitch, Twitter, PSN, and YouTube, where you can check out some of my unboxing videos of my figures. Go ahead, check it out. Anyways, that's going to do it for this episode. Stay tuned for another episode where we do our year in preview for 2023, I guess.
Nice.